Hello, welcome to the course. Let me first introduce myself. I am Bazit Ahmad. I am basically a mechanical engineer. I got my undergraduate degree in mechanical engineering in the year 1999 from Bharathidasan University, India. I got my master's degree in heat power engineering in the year 2002 from Birla Institute of Technology, popularly called as BIT Mishra, again from India. From 2002 to 2006, I was into academics and research. From 2006 onwards, I am into construction sector, specifically in HVAC system, energy efficiency and water efficiency. In 2007, I got qualified as Certified Energy Auditor from Bureau of Energy Efficiency, India. In 2008, I got qualified as LEED AP under the older rating system, LEED NC 2.2. In 2011, I got qualified as LEED AP with specialty operation and maintenance. From 2008 onwards, I am involved in training my colleagues and fellow professionals in green buildings and LEED rating systems. This course is an outcome of my personal passion towards teaching and sustainability. Welcome to the course once again. The objective of the course is to help the candidates become LEED Green Associates in next 3 to 4 weeks. So before going into the course, I will request you to fix a target for the LEED Green Associate examination within 1 month from now. What to expect in the course? The course has a series of video lectures. The course has been divided into 10 sessions of video lectures. You will have access to the lecture notes. You will be given assignments at the end of each session. And we have around 400 practice questions for you to practice before the examination. If you have any questions related to the exam content, feel free to ask them in the comment section and I will answer them at the earliest. Throughout the course, I will be giving tips for the examination, and as a part of the course, I will guide you in application and scheduling the examination. What not to expect in the course? I have made significant effort to make the course easy for the candidates. That's why the course is named LEED Green Associate Made Easy. Having said that, the candidates need to be committed and put their time and effort by actively participating in the course. So not to expect to pass the examination without investing time and effort. The focus of the course is LEED Green Associate exam. So our discussion will be limited to the exam content. So not to expect in-depth discussion on subjects beyond the scope of the exam. The course has been divided into 10 sessions. In the first session, we'll discuss about green buildings and LEED credentials. This is not included for the exam. This is only an introduction and it is for your awareness and it is not included in the exam. In session 2, I'll give introduction to the LEED rating system. In session 3, we will discuss about sustainable sites. In session 4, we will discuss about water efficiency. In session 5, we will discuss about energy and atmosphere. In session 6, we will discuss about materials and resources. In session 7, we will discuss about indoor environmental quality. In session 8, we will discuss about innovation in design and regional priority. In session 9, we will discuss about LEED certification process. And in the final session, we'll discuss about managing a green building project. Let us start with the first session now. Introduction to green buildings and LEED credentials. At the end of this session, you'll be able to answer what is a green building, what is the significance of green buildings, what are the various green building rating systems, what is LEED and why it is important to us, what are the various LEED credentials, and how to get started for LEED credentials, and you'll have some basic information about the LEED Green Associate examination. What is a green building and what are the characteristics of green buildings? Green buildings are energy efficient compared to conventional buildings. Green buildings are water efficient compared to conventional buildings, and green buildings offer better indoor environment compared to conventional buildings. What does indoor environment mean? Indoor environment includes the lighting, thermal comfort, air quality and whatever surrounding the indoor occupancy. We will discuss more about indoor environment in session 7. And green buildings use environmentally friendly or sustainable materials for construction. What do you mean by environmentally friendly or sustainable materials? For example, recycled materials or reused materials or materials which are manufactured, extracted regionally are considered to be sustainable materials. We'll discuss about sustainable materials in session 6. In conclusion, the overall environmental impact of green buildings are very much lesser compared to the conventional buildings throughout the life cycle. What is the significance of green buildings? Buildings directly contribute to all major environmental problems like climate change, depletion of resources, ozone depletion, land pollution, water pollution, and so on. Can you guess which of the following has the highest contribution to greenhouse gases? Industries, transportation, and buildings. Guess which of the following has the highest contribution towards greenhouse gas emission? Industries, transportation, and buildings. I have asked this question to many group of candidates. The answer I used to get is industries, transportation, and buildings in the same order. Let us see what is the reality. Buildings are the highest contributors of CO2 emissions. The chart shows that 43% of CO2 emission is caused because of buildings, and 32% because of transportation, and 25% because of industry. Now within buildings, the major contributor is the residential building. 21% of the CO2 emission is because of the residential buildings, and 17% because of the commercial buildings, and only 5% because of the industrial buildings. There are a lot of candidates attending the course from Middle East countries like Qatar, UAE, Bahrain, and Saudi Arabia. So let me give some specific statistics relevant to these countries. The countries in Middle East are the top contributors of CO2 emissions. Qatar has the highest per capita CO2 emission, followed by UAE, Kuwait, and Bahrain. The interesting fact here is that the CO2 emissions associated with products imported from other countries are not included in the calculation. The possible reasons for higher per capita CO2 emission in these countries may be: number one, climate. The climate in these countries are hot and humid, which means that for air conditioning you need to cool and dehumidify. In general, cooling is more energy intensive than heating. So the buildings consume higher energy for air conditioning in these countries. The second possible reason could be transportation. The public transportation infrastructure in countries like Qatar, UAE, Kuwait, and Bahrain are still under development. So people use individual cars for their transportation, which might have contributed to higher per capita CO2 emission. The third possible reason could be higher GDP and hence a higher standard of living in these countries. Some more statistics. The per capita water consumption in countries like UAE, Qatar, Kuwait, and Bahrain are higher than rest of the world. Water consumption in the rest of the world. So Qatar, every individual in Qatar consumes 675 liters per day, and every individual in Kuwait consumes around 600 liters per day. In Abu Dhabi it is 575, in Dubai it is 550. In developing countries like India and China, the water consumption is between 100 and 150 liters per person per day. So the residents in Qatar, UAE, Kuwait, and Bahrain consume 4 to 5 times more water compared to residents in India or China. The point I want to make from above statistics is that the awareness of green buildings is very much required for countries in Middle East. Green buildings are part of the solution for all the environmental issues of the earth. Green buildings can reduce energy consumption up to 50%. Green buildings can reduce the CO2 emissions up to 40%. Green buildings can reduce the water consumption by 40%. Green buildings can reduce the solid waste generated by around 70%. So far, we have discussed what is green building, what is the significance of green buildings, and we have seen some specific statistics justifying why green buildings are more important for countries in Middle East. Now let us see how a building can be certified as a green building. Who is the authority to certify a building as green building? There are various third-party green building rating systems available all over the world to verify and certify green buildings. To name a few, in Australia there is a green building rating system named as Green Star. In Brazil there are two rating systems, namely Aqua and LEED Brazil. In Canada The rating systems are LEED Canada and Green Globes. China has Green Building Evaluation Standard. Finland, there is a rating system called as Promise. In Germany, there is a rating system called as DGNB. In Hong Kong, there is a rating system called as HK-Beam. In India, there are two rating systems, Griha and LEED India. In UAE, there is a rating system called as Istidama Pearl rating system. In United States, there is LEED, and UK, there is BREEAM. BREEAM stands for Building Research Establishment Environmental Assessment Method, and this is the first ever green building rating system in the world. And Taiwan, there is a rating system called as EWH, and Qatar, there is a rating system called as QSAS, Qatar Sustainability Assessment System. So there are a number of green building rating systems which verify and certify green buildings based on the performance. So when there are a number of green building rating systems, why do we have to study LEED? Why LEED? Let's see in the next slide. I have decided to teach LEED for the following three reasons. Number one, LEED is internationally recognized green building rating systems. If you see the other rating systems, let us see the other rating systems. Green Star is specific for Australia, and LEED Brazil for only Brazil, Canada Green Globes and LEED Canada, and so on. So many rating systems are country specific. The most popular international rating systems are LEED, which is from US Green Building Council, and BREEAM, which is from UK. BREEAM stands for Building Research Establishment Environmental Assessment Method, which is from UK. So these are the two internationally recognized green building rating systems. And LEED has some advantages over BREEAM. LEED is developed by US Green Building Council based on the climatic conditions in US. In US, the climatic conditions vary from hot, humid conditions to cold, dry conditions. So LEED can be adopted in any countries with minor changes or with no changes. It has been already adopted in countries like India, Brazil and Canada with some minor changes, and it has been widely used in other parts of the world without any changes. And finally, LEED is popular and widely accepted in construction markets in UAE, Qatar, Kuwait, Bahrain, Saudi Arabia and other Middle East countries where major construction projects are happening. There are more than 600 LEED registered or certified projects in Middle East. In UAE, there are 517 LEED registered projects and there are 17 LEED certified projects. In Qatar, there are 42 LEED registered projects. In Saudi Arabia, there are 37 LEED registered projects. In Oman, there are 13 LEED registered projects. In Kuwait, there are 3 LEED registered projects. In Bahrain, there are 7 LEED registered projects. The statistics was taken from GBCA website in June 2010. The point I want to make here is that LEED is a very well accepted international green building rating system. Even though there are local rating systems like Istidama Pearl rating system in UAE and QSAS in Qatar, LEED is very well accepted in the construction market in Middle East. Now it is justified that you have to study LEED. Now, what does LEED offer for professionals? What LEED credentials you can earn? LEED offers 3-tier credential system. The first level is LEED Green Associate, the second level is LEED AP, and third level is LEED AP Fellow. Anyone who is new to LEED should start with LEED Green Associate. And then he can go to the next level, LEED AP. LEED AP comes with specialty. LEED AP IDC, ID plus C means interior design and construction. So anyone in interior design can go for LEED AP interior design and construction. LEED AP homes. Anyone in residential projects can go for LEED AP homes. LEED AP O&M means operation and maintenance. So any facilities manager or facilities engineer can go for LEED AP operation maintenance. And LEED AP ND. ND stands for neighborhood development. So anyone in township development or infrastructure development can go for LEED AP ND. And LEED AP BD and C. BD and C stands for building design and construction. Most of the LEED APs will go for building design and construction. So I have two specialties, namely LEED AP O&M and LEED AP building design and construction. The next level is LEED AP Fellow. LEED AP Fellow is awarded to LEED APs who contribute for LEED and green buildings significantly. A LEED curriculum is divided into three levels. The first level is awareness. Anyone who has the basic knowledge about green buildings and LEED is said to have a knowledge level of 100 reaches this level. If you complete first 2 sessions of my course, you may reach this level. If someone has a good understanding of LEED concepts and strategies, he is said to have a knowledge level of 200. If you complete this course and pass the LEED Green Associate exam successfully, then you will have the knowledge level of 200. The next level is the knowledge level of 300. That is, you have an understanding of LEED concepts, strategies and implementation. Now this comes with the LEED AP specialty exam. So if you pass the LEED AP specialty exam like BD&C, operation maintenance or interior design construction, you will reach the knowledge level of 300. Anyone who is new to LEED should get started with LEED Green Associate. So how to get started with LEED Green Associate? Once you have decided to take a LEED Green Associate exam, the first step you have to do is to understand the eligibility requirements of the examination. The second step is to understand the LEED Green Associate exam and collect the study resources. And the third step is to understand the exam application and scheduling process. We will discuss these 3 steps in the consecutive slides. A candidate can become eligible for LEED Green Associate exam by any of the following 3 options. Option 1, by involving in a LEED registered project. If you are working or worked in a LEED registered project within the past 3 years, you can become eligible for LEED Green Associate examination. You will have to get a letter from your immediate supervisor to prove your contribution towards the project. Unfortunately, many candidates will not have opportunity to work in LEED registered projects. Not to worry, we have other 2 options. Option 2, if your present employment or previous employment is related to sustainable field of work or green buildings, you can be eligible for the examination. Remember, your employment should be related to green buildings and not necessarily towards LEED projects. Option 3, if you are engaged or completed an education program that address green building principles, you are eligible for the examination. Now, this educational course need not be a university degree or a university course. It can be a part-time or weekend professional development course, or it can be an online course or any course which address green building principles. This online course, LEED Green Associate Made Easy, will make you eligible for the examination. As a part of course, you will receive course complete certificate which can be used to demonstrate your eligibility for the examination. The next step is to understand the exam and collect the exam resources. The exam is a computer-based test with 100 multiple choice questions. The exam can be taken through Prometric centers anywhere in the world. The total exam duration is 2 hours and 20 minutes. For the first 10 minutes, there will be a tutorial on the interface, and the next 2 hours will be the actual exam, and last 10 minutes will be a exit survey. The first part and the last part are optional, and the main exam is of 2 hours. Now, the passing score is 170 out of 200. This does not mean 85%. The evaluation is based on relative performance against the standard baseline performance. Each question does not carry equal marks. Tougher questions may have higher weightage than easier questions. As a thumb rule, if you score around 75 to 80% in our practice exams, you will be able to pass the exam without any difficulty. And there is no negative marking in the examination, so you should attend all the questions. And the results are immediately available after the examination. Immediately after finishing the examination, the score will be displayed in your monitor, and the Prometric staff will be able to give a printout of your scorecard. There are 2 types of study resources available for the exam. The first type is official study resources, and the second type is third-party study resources. Official study resources are published by US Green Building Council. Third-party study resources are compiled by course providers like me. One such course is LEED Green Associate Made Easy. Official study resources consist of 15 reference documents, and they are listed in page number 12 of LEED Green Associate Candidate Handbook. In my opinion, studying with official references is extremely difficult. The number of pages in official references may extend to 800 to 1000 pages. Out of the 15 reference documents, 14 documents are free and 1 document is paid. You can refer to these documents from page number 12 of LEED Green Associate Candidate Handbook, and the Candidate Handbook can be downloaded from the link given just below this video. Third-party study resources compile all the 15 reference documents as a single course. So one such course is LEED Green Associate Made Easy. There are other courses like greenexamprep.com, everblueenergy.com and Studio Flow 4 LLC.com. LEED Green Associate Made Easy is specifically designed for candidates outside US who has no knowledge or minimum knowledge about green buildings or LEED. This course will enable the candidates to take the exam within 4 weeks after they start the course. How to apply and schedule for the examination. The first step in the application process is to create an account with gbci.org. GBCI stands for Green Building Certification Institute. After creating an account, you will have to fill an online application form and make a payment of $50. On submission of application, you will receive an approval notification from GBCI within 48 hours. GBCI has a policy of auditing 5 to 7% of the incoming applications. In case if your application is selected for audit, it will take maximum of 7 days to receive the approval notification. But in most cases, the application will be approved within 48 hours. On receipt of approval notification, you can schedule your exam within 1 year from the date of receipt. You are allowed to make maximum of 3 attempts during this 1 year period. But if you are taking this course, I will strongly recommend you to take the examination within 1 month after starting the course. And also, I am very much sure that you will pass the examination in the first attempt. We will have a detailed webcast on application and scheduling the examination in mid of this course. Fee associated with LEED Green Associate examination. There are 2 fees associated with the examination. One is application fee and second is the examination fee. Application fee has to be paid when you are making the application for the first time. An examination fee is to be paid when you are scheduling the examination. The application fee is $50 and the examination fee is $150 for members and $200 for non-members. Now, who is member and who is non-member? If your company is a corporate member of US Green Building Council, you automatically become member of US Green Building Council. Others are non-members. Before concluding this session, I would like to summarize the features of this course once again. You will receive a certificate which makes you eligible for the examination. You will receive complete, clear and concise study resources. You will have access to well-organized recorded video lectures. You can watch them anytime and any number of times. You have sufficient sample questions to practice before the examination. We have a detailed video tutorial on application and scheduling the examination. You can interact with me through email, forum, and we have a pre-scheduled group chat for 2 hours every week. We are in the concluding part of session 1. In this session, we have discussed what is green building, what is the significance of green buildings, what are the various green building rating systems, what is LEED and why it is important to us, what are the various LEED credentials, and how to get started with LEED credentials. And I have given some basic information about LEED Green Associate examination. Thanks for your time. If you have any questions, ask them in the comment section or use the contact us form in the website. Thanks once again.